Hi friends, you know how important it is to master prompt engineering. So it's like holding the key to a vast uncharted library, and without it, you are left wandering the shelves and hoping to stumble upon answers. But with high quality prompts, you might unlock the full potential of the digital world. This can transform vague and general answers into deep insights. Think of it as a difference between asking a chef for something delicious and requesting a spicy Chinese hot pot with mushroom flavored soup. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to improve prompt engineering skills step by step. In each iteration, we will add one brick at a time to get optimized answers from AI chatbots. In the end of this video, I will also share my personal experience and opinions on this topic. I promise after watching this video, you will be ahead of 99% of people. So let's jump into today's topic. Imagine you're Monica, you just released a new YouTube video and you are going to promote it on different social media platforms, but you don't know how to write amazing content to attract more clicks. Here's how AI chatbots can help you through high quality prompts. But let's start with a bad example. As a newbie, I would probably say write an introduction paragraph to promote my new YouTube video about prompt engineering. It only has a task and very little context. It's so simple but too broad to get a good answer. So I'm not surprised that DeepSeek gave me something very general like blah blah blah, effective prompts can drastically improve your results. But it didn't mention how exactly they will be transformed. It also just briefly covers the framework of the content without giving enough details. And honestly, I think this answer has quite a strong sense of AI to the point where I feel it's like a spam email if it's not from AI. Because I can tell some obvious AI language patterns like whether blah 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 or blah blah blah, or like a blah 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 exclamation like unlock the full potential, or blah 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 question mark then exclamation. For example, ready to blah 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 to the next level? Watch this. I'm sorry for too many blah blah blah. If you want to know more about AI sentence patterns, check out this article. I already put the link below. So it's time to add the first element to your prompt, which is a persona. Persona basically means the role you want AI to play. The previous answers don't feel like it came from a professional content creator, but if we let AI play the role as an expert, we may see some improvement from the results. So let's test it together. This time I add persona to the initial prompt. So it's like hello, imagine you are a professional content creator and you know exactly how to write articles or scripts that appeal to your target audience. The upside is that the new prompt gives a video a title called Mastering Prompt Engineering, the Secret to Perfect AI Responses. So it feels more real, and you also added some details like turn vague outputs into precise, high-quality answers instead of just being drastically improve your results. Although I can still tell it's from AI, it's generally better than the initial one. But let's make more improvement. This time I will add more content to the prompt. By telling AI more details, you're more likely to get what you want. So in this example, I can expand upon the information about target audience, like who they are, where they are from, what they do, etc. According to the statistics from my YouTube studio, most of my audience are from India, US, UK, Canada, and Germany. There are two major age segments. 18 to 24-year-old students study data science, computer science, and 25 to 34-year-olds having relevant work experience in tech. So I added this information to DeepSeek along with more details about the content, like teaching people how to improve prompt engineering skills step by step. So in the video content part, we can see more details like I break down the iterative method to crafting flawless prompts. No guesswork, just results. Step-by-step approach. Also, it became clearer that this video is made for students tackling data science projects or professional optimizing workflows. Mastering any skills comes from imitation at the initial stage. AI is not exceptional in this perspective, and that's why we need to introduce references to the prompt. Actually, this reminds me of English writing class back in the time at university. My professor usually showed us many examples to illustrate which was good way of writing and which was not. So it's like telling AI AI which one is good role model from which it can learn and make improvements. In this iteration, I added example from other content creators on same topic. Like in this video, we go through real world examples and demonstrate blah blah blah. For persona, think of who you would ideally want the AI to be in a given task situation. As you can see, the new answer carries certain elements from the reference we mentioned before. Like, I will walk you through real-world examples. Because the reference also mentioned one of the components in prompt engineering, which is a persona, the answer complemented by adding context and constraints. Congratulations, you're ahead of 80% of people, but let's walk ahead of 90% of them. Here comes format. The previous answer is great, but there's one problem with it. It's very lengthy because every piece of information is squeezed into one paragraph, like a huge mess. Many viewers without enough patience will probably just scroll it away. So let's make the answer have a clearer structure through format. Based on the previous prompt, I'm going to add please start the introduction with 1 or 2 sentences and list out the remaining content in bullet points with emoji. Now the answer is becoming cleaner and more readable. It contains all of the important pieces of information. It mentioned methodology, content of the video, target audience, and how far this video can reach. You are already 2 steps away from 99% of people. You know, sometimes it's so obvious to tell if something is written by AI because of the tone. By specifying a tone, the output can be much more natural. So here I'm going to add, keep your tone light, humorous, and natural, like a real person giving presentation. The answer is great. It made an analogy between building Lego and stacking your prompt piece by piece, between ChatGPT explaining code and patient teaching assistant. We can also see that the new prompt used some expressions like humans in conversation, for example, from meh to mind-blowing, from try again into perfect. Thanks. One last step to make perfect prompts. The AI outputs are not always so satisfying because they contain lots of jargon that prevents users from understanding the topic easily. Here's how adding constraints comes into play. By constraints, I mean giving specific instructions to AI so it's not going to generate some type of output. In this example, I want to avoid any jargon and some common sentence structures in AI writing, such as participial phrases like someone entered the room crying loudly. He opened the window feeling the warmth. Also, to make it more viewer-friendly, there should be a length limitation. This is the results. In around 150 words, this concise output contains very important and interesting information, like building block method. Rome wasn't just built in a day, and neither are good AI responses. Watching a cooking show in tech, it also covers target audience, students, and the office people. On top of that, many AI language structures were removed. Congrats on getting ahead of 99% of people. Always bear in mind this formula. Persona, context, references, format, tone, and constraints. Try many examples, then evaluate and iterate the results. I also want to share some of my tips and opinions. First of all, if the input is very long and you keep sending follow-up questions for better answers, I think it's not a very good idea. This is because of the context window limitation. Large language models like ChatGPT actually don't have a memory to store all information. Every time you ask follow-up questions, LLMs actually just go back to history to retrieve relevant information. This causes people to have an illusion that LLMs have memory, but actually they don't. So that's why if the context window is very long, LLMs sometimes forget about part of the context and generate not so accurate answers. There is one solution to solve this problem. In case you forget about some information, instead of just sending follow-up request, you can click edit and put additional information in a box. This input context limitation can also be naturally solved by progress of AI. ChatGPT 3.5 model has maximum input token limit of 4K tokens, but this number has grown to 128K after ChatGPT 4 was released. But we haven't witnessed a corresponding growth in output token numbers. From ChatGPT 3.5 to ChatGPT 4.0, this limit has only increased from 4K to 16K tokens. So how's it relevant to you? I think knowing this can help you in output context window management. Some types of tasks like writing long articles or translation consume consume lots of output tokens. Take translation as an example. If you request AI to translate a big chunk of paragraph, you will get similar length of output, right? But due to the output context limitation, you may notice that the translated paragraph will gradually lose some important details as AI keeps generating the results. In this case, I recommended that you should separate a long paragraph into several pieces and let AI translate them in sequence. Before the end of this video, I want to share my opinion on prompt engineering. It's obviously an essential skill to learn even in the long-term future. But AI is an ever-changing landscape. Over the past 3 years, we've seen significant progress in the AI paradigm. From ChatGPT 3.5 to ChatGPT 03, DeepSeek R1, and cloud AI models, AI is constantly learning and getting smarter and smarter. In this background, I think now or in the future, we probably don't need very, very great prompt engineering skills to get optimized results, but it's just my opinion. So that's pretty much everything I want to share to help you improve your prompt engineering skills. If you want to learn more about AI agents, check out this video, and let's see you next time. Bye.